All right, so here we go. We got some brand new announcements about the Diablo 4 open beta right before it launches. You're going to want to definitely update your drivers, trust me, and more explanation about drop rates, plus new responses from the dev team about if spell intensity has been scrapped from the game. Well, I got very good news about that one, and also we get further insights as to how exactly this works, which is really cool. And whatever happened to attribute point allocation, and will the inventory system ever improve? And if you've struggled with Ashava, the world boss, in the past, well, there's some fantastic tips on how to take her down very quickly. Also, check it out right here. The Open World Games t-shirt store is now live with some absolutely incredible designs that I think you guys will love. Special thank you to my bro Ryan for helping me put this together. But yeah, what is here is amazing. And the t-shirts right now are on sale for a limited time, so check it out in the description below. Also, I'm doing a very big PS5, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch giveaway for my subscribers only, so be sure to check out that pinned comment down below. So yeah, this is super important right here. Diablo 4 Open Beta Game Ready Driver released. Our latest GeForce Game Ready Driver gets your system ready for Diablo 4's DLSS 2 Enhanced Open Beta, which begins March 24th. So yeah, this driver seems to be designed around the Diablo 4 Open Beta experience, but also does have some other cool tidbits in there as well for Cyberpunk 2077's ray tracing overdrive mode and a few other things going on as well for The Last of Us Part 1's launch and a bunch of other cool stuff for Resident Evil 4. So yes, definitely get the driver. It's going to enhance your experience for sure when it comes to Diablo 4's open beta on PC. Also, a note about the Battle.net client. Yes, restart your Battle.net client before the beta starts. You may need to restart your Battle.net client when the beta starts. Some people have experienced issues last weekend. It might be useful to restart the client before you start the game. Yeah, so I think that's great advice if you are struggling to even get into the beta or saying that, you know, the servers aren't available. Make sure you restart your Battle.net client for sure. Now, also, another note here that yes, this is going to be most likely a rough ride going into this beta. So remember, this is another reminder from Rod Ferguson saying that yes, expect queues, maybe even very long queues, especially on the first day of this beta. And if that is the case, I think Blizzard needs to extend this beta. And also remember that the drop rates for this beta are going to be overtuned as confirmed by Rod Ferguson, which means you're going to be getting an abundance of legendaries and that sort of thing. Do not expect that, of course, for the full version of the game where things will be slowed down. Check this out right here. It says this was just common sense. I said this to everyone I've been playing with that. It isn't going to be this generous in the full release. Anyone who has played any Diablo in the past will know that you aren't getting rates like this without high magic find. Yeah, only makes sense. And this one's interesting right here. Check it out. It says, can you guys confirm if spell intensity is still a thing in Diablo 4? I haven't seen this present in the beta, and people have claimed that it wasn't in the in-game closed beta test either. Has this been scrapped? And we have some responses here from the dev team. Check it out. Yes, this is still in the game. The beta is limited to level 25. There's a ton of additional content, especially at higher world tiers. Your skill intensity is based on your skill points and legendary effects for that skill. The total rank that a skill can get to includes plus 5 points you could spend onto your skill tree before you cap out, plus 6 plus skill points effects, plus 3 skill category effects, and plus 4 from extremely rare redacted. Now, it goes on to confirm modifying the size of a skill can come from many different sources: skill points for certain skills, legendary items, legendary paragon nodes, and glyphs. So you will definitely see a visual enhancement for your skills and abilities as you go. It's not like that's missing from the game. It's just kind of missing from the beta since we are capped at level 25 and we're not getting to experience the full game. Now, furthermore, it says, that's awesome. At what skill level breakpoints do you start to see spell intensities change? Love the beta, by the way. So excited to play it again this weekend. He confirms this: overclocking your skill points and having a few legendaries for the same skill should get you to max. It is a bit gradual as you level, but comparing a maxed out skill to level 1 is noticeable. The blog examples are in game. Blue flames on sorcerer skills are most obvious. So, sigh of relief that yes, that is still going to be intact for the full version of the game. All right, we got to talk about inventory. This was a big discussion right here. It says Diablo 4 versus Diablo 3 inventory side by side, and a lot of people prefer the Diablo 3 inventory and even the Diablo 2 inventory, and there's a great explanation as to why things most likely have changed with Diablo 4. So let's get into it. So first of all, this was posted here. I like the structure of Diablo 2 and Diablo 3's equipment screen so much better. At a glance, you know which items are in which slots. Whereas in Diablo 4, everything has equal weight and you have to look through the image to know what is what. It's like they got no feedback whatsoever in their design process. Do you agree with this one or not? Sound off. Now, Nathan says this, it was an intentional design choice so they could show as much of your character model as possible every time you view your inventory or stats. Remember, the MTX in this game is cosmetic, so the inventory is designed to make you look at your character model constantly to encourage enhancing the cosmetic aspect versus the gear aspect. Yeah, there's going to be a ton of unlockables in that battle pass. It's trying to definitely drive you to those cosmetics in the battle pass. I have no doubt. That is so on point right there. Now, this is a great question. What happened to the attribute points allocation? Did they remove it? Great question. And we got a response here from Foz who says this. It was removed from the base leveling experience as most would not know what to invest towards when starting. Instead, stat allocation is now found in the Paragon board, which unlocks at level 50 when you're more likely to know what you're doing. Now, do you guys like how this system is set up, or do you disagree with it? Please sound off in those comments down below. Now, let's talk about Ashava, the world boss, which we'll be encountering in, of course, the open beta. Now, here's where you can find Ashava, of course, if you don't know, if you're kind of like brand new to this and you missed out on early access beta. But also, she's going to be spawning at very specific times. Check it out right here. You can pause the screen if you want to. But also, that's going to change in the full version of the game. They're going to be doing something different with, I guess you would say, how she spawns in. It's not going to be like this set. Now, it goes on to say this right here. These are great tips. Before the Diablo 4 beta began, Blizzard hinted to fans that there's a way to weaken Ashava and make her easier to defeat. After lots of testing, players have discovered that you can weaken Ashava by hitting her with skills that inflict crowd control effects such as slow, chill, daze, stun, freeze, immobilize, taunt, and knockdown. Those are going to be absolutely essential to use against Ashava. Furthermore, it says by damaging her with enough of these, your group will eventually fill up the yellow meter under Ashava's health bar and stagger her, giving you 12 seconds of free uninterrupted damage time. One of Ashava's arm blades will also get shattered, though this doesn't seem to have an effect on her sweep attacks. So the more you know, and that should be extremely helpful as you head into face off Ashava. Now, I did another video which has tons of information, brand new stuff in it. Check it out on the channel. I think some of you actually missed out on this because I kind of released it a little bit late, more so towards the evening hours, but it also answers questions like this right here. It says, will story quest progress be saved for all players in a group? Currently, only the party host got the progress saved, while the others still had to redo everything. The other got the completion rewards, but still had to do the quest themselves. So check out the answers in that video right here on the channel. I'll throw that video in the description below. It's like a part 2 to this video right here. Consider it like a companion video. But yeah, let's get into your top comments. Be sure to leave a comment down below. Could end up in a future video. So yes, here it is right here. It says, urgent beta news update, devs big response, new drop rate changes, pets, and more. So yeah, it also has some cool information about the potential of seeing pets in, of course, Diablo 4 eventually. Now, Ryan goes on to say the following right here. In the lore of Diablo, rogues are a sister class of the Amazons. A group of Amazons who broke off and settled on the mainland became the rogues. Assassins are a companion class to sorcerers and mages. The leadership of mages created the secret group of assassins as hitman, mage, killers, and spies. Each of the classes that exist in Diablo have lore present, so my theory is that Diablo 4 is the final version of the game intended to go into perpetuity. They will, over time, add all of the known classes into the game over many seasons. I think you're dead on about that. The first one I definitely want to see is the Paladin. And I think a lot of you also agree with that from what I have noticed from the comments. So I really hope but they really tap into the Paladin as their like first class they add in there. Now, Necromancer goes on to say this. I think if the Nightmare Sigils would have a feature where as long as you hold onto them, there's a chance you could be attacked by a random boss like the Butcher. Man, that would be so cool if you can actually kind of initiate some sort of challenge with the Butcher like that, man. Now it says, and if you kill the boss, you get to keep your sigil, but if the boss kills you, they take it. This way, it's kind of like Diablo is hunting you. Dude, I love this idea. I think it's such a creative idea, and it's something they should definitely consider adding in there. Some sort of, I don't know if you would call it bounty hunting type system. Man, very intriguing idea indeed. But there it is, the latest happenings around Diablo 4, and I cannot wait to hop into the open beta. I'm counting down right now, a couple hours to get in. Let me know what class you guys are going with. Ultimately, I decided with Necromancer at first, and then I'm going to try the Druid. See you in the open beta, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.